Enlightenment is not a single point. Enlightenment is a process. You have to understand enlightenment is a process. It's not a moment where you awaken, you realize, and you become enlightened. No. Enlightenment is a process. When you have this quest, when you have this question, who am I? What am I? Where did I come from? What is life? What happens after death? Is there a death? Is there a life after death? Who is God? What is this creation? Who is the creator? So when you ask these very fundamental questions of life, your enlightenment process has started, my dear friends. So the starting of enlightenment is when you start asking these questions, deep questions. So your enlightenment process has started. And naturally, you will seek answers. In the beginning, you will seek answers from outside. You will go to teachers, you will go to gurus, you will go to ashrams, you will go to workshops, because you want to understand this. You want to get the answers from the outside. Then there comes a point where you will realize that theoretically you understand many things, but there is no practical experience. So there comes a confusion within you. There comes a depression. It is where spiritually you know many things, but there is no practical experience. Theoretically you know many things, but in your practical life there is no great shift. There is no transformation in your practical life. But theoretically you know many things. So there comes a point you get into a stage of confusion, a slight depression. Then you will realize the fact that whatever you know theoretically is of no use. You are seeking practical experience. You really want to know the truth. You really want to experience the truth. Now, the graduation happens from knowing the truth to experiencing. So that's when you intensely start doing the meditation. So that is the second stage in the process. So the first stage is when you're having the questions. When the quest begins, the enlightenment process has already started. And then the second stage, where you go into a confusion, a spiritual depression, and you are no more interested in any theoretical subject. You want only experience. You don't want the knowledge, but you want the experience of it. So that is the second stage. So in that stage, you will realize the fact the only way is to go within. The only way to experience the truth is inwards. No guru can help you. No, the guru can show you the direction, but the guru cannot give you the experience. So nobody can help you. Only you have to have that experience by yourself. Only you can help yourself. So you will have this understanding and you will start meditating very intensely. So this is the second stage. And when you meditate intensely, regularly, sincerely, with a lot of devotion, because at that time there is no way out. You will be on a do or die mode. You will be so sincere. Then very naturally, you will realize yourself. You will realize that you are an eternal being. You will realize that you are a pure consciousness. You will realize that you are pure energy. You will realize there is no death. Practically, you will realize that there is no death for you. And practically, you will realize that you are an eternal being. And you will realize that there is life after death. And the so-called death is nothing but you are dropping the old physical body and you're going to take a new physical body. You will understand these fundamental things, that there is no death and you are an eternal being and you are a pure consciousness. So this is the second stage where you practically realize yourself. Until then, you are trying to understand, but understanding is not going to help you. But when you have this realization, that's when you will see a lot of shift in your consciousness. The first thing is all the identities goes away. Before you will think that you are a male, you are a doctor, you are an engineer, you are an Indian, you are an American, you are a rich person, you are this, you are that. There's a lot of identities. I belong to this religion, I belong to this caste, I belong to this community, what great lineage I have. So you have so much of identities, and all the identities goes away, right? And all the identities goes away, and you will start identifying yourself as pure consciousness. So that means you are first, in the first stage, the enlightenment journey has begun. In the second stage, you have experienced enlightenment. You have experienced yourself as pure consciousness. You have let go of all the identities, and you realized yourself. That is the second stage. And many people think that is the final stage, and that's it. After that, it's moksha, mukti, and that's a final lifetime. And that is a misunderstanding. So that's actually only the second stage. After that, the journey continues. You will take many more lifetimes. Until then, you have learned as a student. Now your turn begins to learn as a teacher. So whatever you have experienced in your journey, you want to teach others. You want to teach others, because there are so many seekers on the planet Earth who are seeking. So you will become a teacher of meditation. You will become a teacher of spiritual science. And you will take many lifetimes as a teacher. And as a teacher, you learn many lessons. As you are teaching, you will perfect your understanding. The basic enlightenment is already there. The basic enlightenment is already there, but the fine tuning is needed. The perfection is needed. So slowly, slowly, you will let go of, you will work on your ego aspect. You will let go of your ego. Letting go of your ego simply means you are no more ignorant. You're you're letting go of your ignorance. You are educating yourself. Right? Slowly, slowly, you let go of your ignorance. You're educating yourself. And then you will practice yamas and niyamas in your life. Okay. The more and more you will have perfect principles, like, you will get into non-violence, and you will start seeing everybody as God. And then you will let go of the jealousy factor. There is no comparison factor. You don't compare yourself with anybody. You understand that you are a unique person, right? So these yamas, there are 5 yamas and 5 niyamas. You will start practicing these yamas and niyamas, and you will start perfecting in that 5 yamas and niyamas. So from the second stage onwards, the important point to understand is your attitude is always to learn. Your attitude is, from whatever the experiences of life, you will focus on the learning, and you will start perfecting yourself. You will have the attitude, whatever happens, happens for good. And you will have the attitude of letting go. You will have the attitude of going with the flow. Until you reach the second stage, you are not in the middle path. But once you cross the second stage, then your focus is on the middle path. So that means you want nirvana in samsara. So samsara and nirvana goes hand in hand. That is middle path. Okay. So you want to balance the physical aspect, materialistic aspect, and the spiritual aspect of yourself. So you will start seeing everything in a you will accept both dualities. Only when you accept both the dualities, you will get into a non-dual mode. Okay. From Dvaitam, you will embrace Dvaitam so that you go into Advaitam naturally. Dvaitam means duality. In Dvaitam, in duality, there is separateness. God is separate. God is up there somewhere, and I am a normal human. That is Dvaitam. Advaitam means God and me are the same. God is inside me, and I am part of the God. And everybody is God. So that is oneness consciousness. That is Advaita. Non-duality. Oneness consciousness. So you will start seeing every aspect of life as a beauty. Everything appears to be beautiful. It takes some time. You have to take many incarnations. After the second stage, you will still take many incarnations to get into that oneness consciousness mode. And as I said, you will be in a teaching mode as well. So the more you teach, the more you learn. Because when you're teaching, you hear that for yourself. And the more you teach, the more you perfect it. So you have to underline the word fine tuning. The fine tuning of enlightenment happens. So when the fine-tuning of enlightenment happens, slowly, slowly, you will take many, many lifetimes, and then get into the third stage. The third stage is you have become a great master, where you are completely in the oneness consciousness. You are in the service consciousness. You are in the playful consciousness. You are a happy person. In spite of everything in life, in spite of every challenges in life, you are always happy. You are not disturbed. Your inner peace is not disturbed by any external. Okay. You remain still, you remain happy, whatever might be the external situations. So that is the final stage of enlightenment. So then that becomes the final lifetime. So it takes many, many lifetimes. So this enlightenment journey is not a few years affair, it is a few lifetimes affair. After the process of enlightenment begins, it takes many lifetimes to reach the second stage. After you reach the second stage, again you take many lifetimes to reach the final stage.